All right. Well, welcome back, everyone. After this week of class, I'm going to give, it won't be a final project, but you guys will get to work on your own thing. And that's what you'll get to do next week. Okay. So this is kind of our last week. I'm going to give you three main things here. I mean, we are truly scratching the surface of, well, Photopea, but Photoshop. And there's so much more I wish I could show you. So today we're just going to get into using the brush tool, and the color picker is what I call her, eyedropper actually. So new project, you can call this one, it'll be painting. So let's switch this over, and you can make this whatever. I just always do 12 by 12. It's kind of nice. All right. So last week, if you remember, we used the marquee tool. I showed you guys how to desaturate, turn something black and white, Command L, you change those levels. Well, today we're going to be starting off with the brush tool. Now, the brush tool here is, you have the pencil and color replacement. B is the shortcut for brush tool. And all these shortcuts so far are the exact same on Photoshop. So let's go through, let's go through right here. So these are different, here's our menu for our brush tool. So for example, you can see here the size of it, and you can, there you go. And if I just keep it out over here, you can see how that size changes, right? Okay, now I'm going to keep that size about the same as that one. Now let's change the hardness to like 7%. And what does that do? Well, to me, it's almost like a can of spray paint. If you hold it and you just hold it down and keep coloring, it kind of gives you that spray can feel. And that's, the less hard something is, the more it's going to be like that. You can see the difference as I go up through this, how they become more like that. Now, of course, when you are at 100%, it's just like painting. Okay. All right. I'm going to go Command Z these back here. So the other parts of the brush tool are the different tools you have yourself here. Now you can see on here there's a few. In Photoshop there are a lot more. But let's choose something like this and see what this looks like. Let's change the size of that, and you can see now how the difference of that is. And this is kind of a, sometimes this might be to clean a picture up, to add something, whatever you're trying to do. What I really encourage with these is just trying to figure out what each one actually does, looking at the different ones. Now, if you ever need to change colors, of course, you just go down here and change this, and you got the color picker of whatever you'd like it to be, and then now it's that. Okay. So as you go through, you can see there's a whole bunch of different ones here. Like all these, why would you use them? Well, I can tell you one, they don't have it on here, is they used to have, like, there's a leaf one in Photoshop. There's one like people add facial hair for people, especially in photos, like wedding photos, things like that they can Photoshop them. And of course, if you are trying to do something, you can definitely see the difference of it. So that's kind of the brush tool in a nutshell. I mean, it's pretty simple. It can definitely get more complicated in Photoshop just because you have so many more options to choose from. Okay, so there's your brush tool. Well, now the next thing I'm going to show you is the color picker. So I'm just going to, this is going to be part of your assignment today, is I'm going to look for a famous painting. It doesn't really matter what you do, as long as it's something not like a super simple famous painting. I always give yourself a challenge and try to redo one. Like I've had people do this one, I've had do this one, but I'm just going to choose Starry Night. I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm actually just going to paste it in to this actual one. Now, whoops, wrong one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have them off the side. I usually have floating windows, but I'm not sure if I can do it in Photopea. I was trying to find it and I couldn't. But usually I'd have another window open and I'll just pull it off, and then you could have them float. But maybe you guys can have better luck than I can with that. So over here, we have, you can see, this is the eyedropper, and for the eyedropper is I, not E, I. So as I draw on it, you can see, usually in Photoshop, it'd give you the little eyedropper itself. Here it doesn't, it just gives you the pointer. So if I click this, watch right here, as I can match and color match any part of this. Now I'm just holding it down now and I'm just going over it, and that is exactly the color that you're going to need. So if you're ever working with an image and you're like, God, I need to find that blue, well, you just grab the eyedropper and click on it and you're like, well, there it is. I have it 100% matched. Well, what you are going to do today is you're going to try to recreate a famous painting with the brush tool. Now, I don't expect this to be the next Van Gogh. That's what this is, Starry Night Van Gogh. But I want you just to attempt it. So, for example, I'm going to click I. Now I have the color of this. Now, you're not going to match it because as I go through it, you can see how it changes. But I'm going to pick that right there. And then I'm going to go and hit B for the brush tool. I'm going to try to match that size. I like, we'll try the hardness not quite all the way. And I'm going to mess with the size here. That's too big. And you can kind of see here. So now what I'm going to do is, and you can see this is not a masterpiece by any means, but there's my sun. Now I'm just going to go eyedropper. I'm going to kind of grab that color, go back to the brush. And as the brush changes, I might even change the hardness to kind of get it, mixed in there. You can see this is definitely a different color. It's not the same, but it's still kind of there. Now, and this is a chance for you guys to kind of mess with that hardness. You're like, oh, that hardness is, maybe that wasn't too much, or, and you can see now there, I'm starting to create it. And you can kind of go through, best as you can is eyedropper, I. And I'm a big shortcut guy, so I'm just hitting I and stuff on my keyboard. And then B for brush. And the brush will do whatever I had last time, as you can see. Now, maybe I want to try a different thing here and see how that works. And you can see there's my blue, and that's, or sometimes it's easier to go over a layer of blue and then come back with it another one. But your goal is to go through and recreate a famous painting of some sort. It doesn't have to be a Van Gogh. It can be anything you want. I just don't want a really simple one, like 2 colors. I want you to actually use that eyedropper quite a bit and just go back and forth and try your best. Now you can put this in a separate window. As you can see now it's connected because I had them on the same layer, and that's my fault. I should have started a new layer with this one and had it on a separate one. So it's up to you. So when you're done, go file save. What I found out is, thank you Mackenzie, is when you go PDF, she said there comes up here, and if you just go rasterize all, that will eliminate your goofy text that some of you were getting, and then just hit save, and then you're good. Okay? So that's your assignment. You're just going to recreate a famous painting using the brush tool. All right. Have a good day.